Hello, this is Carrie again, and I have another video for you today. Today I will be reviewing the Faber Castell Albrecht Dürer Magnus watercolor pencils. Wow, that's a lot to say. So these are it. First, I want to thank the amazing folks at Faber Castell for sending me out these for review. I have done an unboxing and a review of the regular size watercolor pencils. These watercolor pencils, and there'll be a link to that review up there. But I did want to talk about these specifically. These are 5.3 millimeter core inside the core of the pencil. They're considerably larger than the regular pencils. Let me show you. So these are intended for large format pieces. These all have the highest lightfast rating. As I said, the core is 5.3 millimeters compared to the 3.8 millimeter core of the regular pencil, which is shown right here next to it. They are color indexed to the other products in the artist line of the Faber Castell, the Polychromos, the Pit pens, and so on. And as they also share the same number as the Polychromos and the regular Albrecht Dürer watercolor pencils. So you can see they share the same number, but the lightfast rating will be higher will have the highest lightfast rating for the Albrecht Dürer watercolor pencils. Let's see, they come open stock in sets of 3. The set of 3 is, I think, $14-15. Don't quote me on that. Individually, they're around $4 or $5. I think they're actually $4 individually. And the set of 12 on Amazon I saw earlier today for $40. The set of 24, that's the set of 12, is this set. The set of 24 was $50, and the set of 36, which just came out today, was $110, but it came with some extras that I don't have in mine. And as far as I know, all the sets come with a brush. The brush size that came with mine is a size 10. So these are really meant for large pieces, but you can also use these for journaling, for making your washes, and for all sorts of other things as well. So and they're also softer than the other ones. But let me tell you the colors that come in my set. Let me show you the colors that came in my set. Was the white, the cadmium yellow, the dark cadmium orange, the deep scarlet red, the magenta, light ultramarine, phthalo blue, emerald green, light green, burnt ochre, walnut brown, and black. And overall, this is a fairly, let me show you, this is the swatch card that I made for these colors. This is a fairly a very well balanced set of 12, but I think that I'm definitely going to add more colors. I think the set of 12 is a nice starter set, but you can definitely add more colors. But anyway, I'm going to take a break and show you some things that I've made with these. So I will be right back. I wanted to go over some of the things that I made and some various little experiments that I ran here before we do the swatching. So just some random swatching, some basic doodling, just trying to get a sense of how the colors pull, how I made these various things. This was just some simple swatching. This was just trying out some color mixing, making this, like I said, I'm not really an artist. I'm more, a colorist. So I did this, but I do want to show you these 2 apples. This is what the lowest layer of this looked like before I started adding the red and doing the getting the detail out and getting the highlights. And I just want to show you that when you can layer with these, but you just have to plan out your layers. So for example, for the lowest layer, since I wanted it to be green and I didn't want it to turn into mud, I just wanted to use that to pull out the shadow. So what I did is I just colored it in, pulled the color out, let it dry, and then went over it with the layers on top. And so that helped me really to pick up the color in the way that I wanted it to do. And then when I did the apple, I just, I did a number of layers of, red. I put a little bit of blue here, just to try to make it look like I had more colors than I actually did, because I only had the set of 12. But I want to show you, hold on, I hope you guys can see it. I want to show you this right here, because what I did that is I just used I just basically picked the color up directly from the pencil core. You might be able to see some here where some of the pencil has dried when I picked it up for a different project, but you can see I just wet the brush and I just picked the color up from here. And then I painted it on here, and that's what was able to get me this deep dark yellow over here that I wanted. And you can see a little bit of the white in the center. That is the white dry pencil. And if I had one complaint about this, it would basically be that the white is not as opaque as I would like for it to be. Another way to use them is to just scrape color out with a knife. And actually in the booklet that you get, they show you how to do that. So this is really nice booklet, so you can use that to shave color out and do it that way. So that's another way to do it, but it does show you different ways, and here they talk about the color indexing that I talked about. And I think that is it for right now. I will be right back with the swatch cards. All right, I am back, and let's get ready to swatch. So one of the hardest things about this is that the more water you put in, the more diluted the color is going to be. So sometimes these watercolor pencils can be a little bit challenging to swatch. But hopefully my practice will make me a little bit better at knowing just how much water to put in. So you can see that the color is pretty vibrant and it comes out so much color. And I'm not even pulling out all the color that's here because these are so soft. You get a lot of pigment drop off here. Ooh, look at that. And I feel like the reds, pop more when you first place the water on here. It could just be my imagination. It could just be that I really like reds, and I don't know. I think this is a magenta. Let's see what that feels like. That's too much water. All right, let's see this. Okay, there you go. That's a good amount of water right there. But you'll see like how much color is here. Look at all that color. I didn't use the brush that came with my set. I have a hard time just because I'm not really making these large pieces. You know what? I'm going to turn this over and it'll be easier for me to do this way. So I had a hard time just knowing how much water to use with the larger brush. The smaller brush, I had an easier time getting it to be the level that I wanted it to be. And this is a hot press 500 series 100% cotton Strathmore paper that I am using. I haven't been using this paper for long, but I like it. It's it's good enough. It's 100% cotton. See, this had a lot of water this year. So it wasn't exactly the same as the previous one, but you can still see how it flows. You can see how strong that pigment is. There we can see how much color we picked up. Look at all that color. Oh, the black, and that's still, there's still more color in there in the black. All right, let me get out the cards of all the other ones that I have done so we can see a comparison. Oh, I forgot to swatch it. So you can see how this color pulls out here. Could pull out more color. The camera wants to autocorrect when the color gets too vibrant, which is annoying. I think it's because of the black. But there's more color I could pull out there. But anyway, I just wanted to get to this comparison. So this is the Albrecht Dürer. Anyway, so we have here you can see the layering that I did here, and then how it looks when it's blended. So you can see that you can blend it when it's dry. Actually, I think I was going to use that to blend it when it's wet, but it's okay. So there's that. Let me show you compared to some of the other ones. Now this is the Polychromos, and I mainly want to show you the color indexing. I believe that these are mostly the same colors, except that this has the additional indigo, but you can see that the colors match up really nicely together. You can see how they look, how they compare when they're blended versus when they are the Polychromos versus the wet versus the Albrecht Dürer Magnus. This is the Inktense, which is not really, this is a sort of a slightly different medium, but I will be doing these review in a later video. Set this aside. This is the Crayola. I just have it because I did a Crayola. I did a swatch for the Crayolas because I had them, but just look at the difference. Obviously you would expect to see that difference, but it's still interesting to see it side by side. This is the Derwent 24, and the difference in the Derwent is pretty extreme for the watercolor. These are just the Derwent watercolor pencils. You can see the difference here. It's also pretty extreme in terms of the vibrancy, the intensity, but also the cleanness of the mix. You can see how clean these mixes are, as well as how bright the yellow is for the Magnus, for the Albrecht Dürer Magnus. So you can see the comparison between the two yellows, the two greens there, and then these are the regular Albrecht Dürer watercolor pencils. And the Magnus will be, I feel like the Magnus do feel, once they're wet, they do feel more vibrant, and I feel like that's because the pencils are softer, so they deposit more pigment. But I could be wrong, but it does feel to me like it is brighter. But the colors are the same. You can see the comparison. And this is the Cretacolor Merino, which I have not done a full review on, but it is on my list. But you can see that it's night and day with these two yellows, the two greens, how much better the Magnus went versus the Merino at the bottom, in terms of not only the blends, but the individual colors. So I'll be right back with my final conclusions. So in the end, I really love these pencils. I find them to be really wonderful to use, very you can easily get a lot of expression and a lot of what you want to create with these pencils. You know, like sometimes you get art supplies and you feel like the art supplies are sort of holding you back. There's none of that here. These just let you do pretty much whatever you want to do. And that's that I only have the 12 color set. And I think there is plans to eventually do all 120 colors. I'm scared to find out what the cost would be, but however, I do still think that these are really good value because you get so much pigment in here. Not only do you get a lot of pigments with each stroke, but you get a lot of pigment, a lot of like actual pigment in the core of the pencil. 5.3 millimeter core is a huge core, and I wanted to show you this red because this is probably the color that I've used the most. I've used this I've had this for I think at least 2 or 3 weeks, maybe more, and I've used this color more than anything. And I have not had to sharpen it yet. You can see that they still have the factory manufactured sharpening, and I will probably not sharpen these for a while still, because I don't want to waste any of the core in these. So with these, I would probably get something to sharpen them with a knife, or to be very careful about doing one color at a time and saving the shavings if you do decide to use them in a sharpener, just to make sure that you don't waste any of the pigment, because there's a lot of pigment in here. If you're doing big pieces, these are perfect for just making just showstopper pieces with these massive pencils. And I really feel like you can use these on canvas, and I didn't get around to getting getting like a small canvas to try it out, but I see no reason why you can't use these on canvas that has been treated to hold watercolor. You can put some watercolor ground on canvas and just use these, or you can use it plain. But overall, I'm really happy with these pencils. I've really loved them. The light fastness is amazing, so you can just use them and display your pieces, and then you don't have to worry about them fading, especially if you're going to put that much work into your pieces. You can use these with the other Faber Castell products, like the Polychromos and the regular size Albrecht Dürers, as well as using them with your watercolor paints and your other products. So overall, I'm really happy with these. I definitely would like to save up to get the set of 24, or at least to add a few colors individually. I think they have a dark indigo out already, and that's one of my favorite colors, so I'll definitely add at least a dark indigo, and add a few other colors. So I hope you guys like this video. Let me know down in the comments if you like this video, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye. Stewie.